watching live stream on NDTV. I'm Sarah Jacob. Mumbai streets turn into streams. Parked cars are seen floating around, bobbing in the water like toy cars. Schools and colleges are shut for the day. A tragedy in Kalyan. A school teacher is crushed to death under a bus after she falls off a bike that hit a pothole. This on a flooded street. Is this the financial capital of India? The maximum city is brought to its knees again. Who is responsible? Will things ever change? You're watching live stream. Who will hold the mirror to the country's richest civic body? We keep applauding the spirit of Mumbaikars, but is it time to say enough is enough and demand accountability from our governments and our civic bodies? On live stream, we'd like to hear from you. Call us, tweet us, send us videos of what your day is like and how you feel right now at the end of this long day in Mumbai. Now first we'll go across to my colleagues, our reporters on the ground, reporting on this Monday blues for Mumbaikars that lasted all day, where Mumbai woke to yet another day of relentless downpour. Flooded streets, waterlogged rail tracks. This led to schools and colleges being shut. Traffic came to a standstill. Poor visibility called snarls, and people were seen wading through knee-deep water. Waterlogging was reported in several low-lying areas. Traffic crawled in Kurla, in Dadar, in Sain and the other suburbs. We had flooded railway tracks that delayed dozens of long-distance trains, suburban trains. The city's lifeline were also hit. All this in the financial capital of the city. Now, the Mumbai police tweeted that visibility remains poor. They asked people to drive safe. But it's too late for the family of Manisha Bhor. Let's take a look at that CCTV footage right now. She's a mother of 3 who was crushed under a bus after she fell off a bike that hit a pothole in the heavy rain in Kalyan. This incident caught on a CCTV camera, once again exposing the poor state of infrastructure in and around Mumbai, exacerbated by the rain every year. Let's go across to our guests for tonight. They really need no introduction. They're true blue Mumbaikars, theatre personality Alec Padamsee and actor Dilip Tahil. None of them need an introduction, but they're joining us tonight as Mumbaikars. Mumbaikars who are concerned about their city that has been exposed yet again. Mr. Padamsee, let me start with you. We speak so much about the spirit of Mumbaikars. On Twitter, you can see this hashtag, the spirit of Mumbai. But in the process, are we missing the point? We have a woman, a mother of 3. She's lost her life. 3 of her kids now are without a mother. She was traveling on a bike. She skidded on the road after the bike hit a pothole. She was run over by a bus. Who's responsible? Who's going to answer to those 3 kids?
Terrible. Who is responsible is the BMC, which I call a big mess corporation, really. And the reason I call it is that they have the largest budget of any municipality anywhere in Asia outside of Japan or Korea. They have a huge budget. The budget is equal to Kerala. The whole state of Kerala. Can you beat that? Now, they say, how can we bring the BMC to order? The potholes year after year. And I think the only way is to bring the law down on their heads. This poor girl who was literally murdered because of the potholes, or you can say manslaughter is the least. A charge should be brought against the municipal officer who allowed that stretch of the Bombay road to have potholes. There is no reason to have potholes at all. I've travelled in many cities all over the world and they don't have potholes.
That's a very good point,
but let me be
Mr.
positive.
Padamsee.
Besides saying, yes, they should be brought to book, the second thing, let me just finish.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, it should be like we have brought the beaches of Bombay, the beaches of Juhu, and and many others, we have cleaned up the beaches. We have formed a beaches brigade. If the municipality can't do it, we'll do it. Just give us the tools. We will mend the potholes. We will go out of our way. We'll form a pothole brigade and bring the roads, to a smooth finish. And when I travel to just New Bombay, it's amazing. It's just amazing how smooth the roads are in parts of New Bombay. Absolutely, and I believe that we should now get into the act. The municipality should have a brigade made of citizens, willing citizens, and then lots and lots and lots of young people, many old people like myself, who will form a pothole brigade. And I think it's about time we turned a positive eye on the whole situation and changed the nickname that I've just given the BMC, that is not Big Mess Corporation, but the best municipal corporation in the country, because they have the largest budget.
That's right, they do have the largest budget. This is the richest civic body in the country. Mr. Tahil, you can hear Mr. Padamsee, he talked about those clean up beaches drives. Those are public initiatives. He seems to be implying that Mumbaikars are at the end, at their wits' end. They've just lost their patience and they say it's time to take matters into their own hands and the public needs to step up. But that brings us to the question. This is the richest civic body in the country. So where is all this money going?
Yes, precisely. A very good evening to you and a very good evening to Alec. The point of the matter remains that I have been in Bombay for over 45 years, and that is 45 years of monsoons. We've been hearing this every single monsoon. The truth of the matter is there is a deep-rooted nexus of corruption is the reason why the BMC is not improving the city. It is tantamount to organized crime, and I appeal to the Honorable Law Minister, Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, to make this should come in the purview of an anti-national activity. It is nothing short of undermining the infrastructure and the progress of a nation by these roads and bridges breaking, which is criminal negligence, people dying. It is about time that there are structural audits done outside the BMC and the MMRDA. There have been a lot of voices insisting that structural audits be done, but it hasn't been done, and this is nothing short of a criminal activity and a nexus of crime, because there is deep-rooted corruption. The budget for the BMC is 40,000 crores a year, out of which I am told, my information tells me that 60% goes in salaries. There's 24,000 crores. Where is the remainder of the 16,000 crores being spent? So this is the big question, and we've been hearing this for 45 years, that the Mumbaikars are resilient. Yes, they are, and Alec is absolutely right. Mumbaikars are always ready to come forward and participate and help, but we must not let the BMC and the MMRDA off. It is their responsibility to make sure that these amenities and facilities are provided to the people of Mumbai.
That's right. Mumbaikars are resilient, but don't take them for granted. Let me just read out a tweet. Another Mumbaikar, now it's her home. Aditi Rao Haidari has tweeted, "So much respect for the people of my city, their resilience, their positivity and strength. Mumbai, you're truly inspiring, but how I wish the infrastructure and the people responsible for it stood by you." Mr. Tahil, you said you've lived in this city, in the maximum city, for 45 years, and it seems almost as if the authorities are planning ahead, they're looking ahead without fixing what needs to be fixed first, because the bullet train is actually going to start from Mumbai, as someone has tweeted. Anto Joseph has been tweeting, "This is where India's first bullet train will flag off in the next few years." And he's tweeted a picture of a local train that looks like it's floating because it's slowly dragging itself through flooded tracks.
Is this question to me?
Sure, Mr. Tahil, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I have nothing against progress. I feel the bullet train should come. I think the railways need a lot of investment, and I applaud the fact that we are going ahead with progress in the country. The important factor is that the people who are responsible for the construction and who are the contractors in Bombay, every time they default, they're blacklisted, they change the company name, and they're back in the fold. We need to do we need to do a lot of housekeeping and a lot of cleanup into what has gone into Mumbai in the past 20, 25 years, 30 years. And that is key. We need to clean up the corruption that exists in these bodies that run and are supposedly supposed to provide infrastructure to Mumbai and the safety of the citizens. The law, as I agree with Alec completely, the law must be extremely stringent. There should be fast-track courts for this kind of criminal negligence, and I think that will go a long way as a deterrent to the people who have been ripping off Mumbai Municipal Corporation for decades.
People who've been ripping off the municipal corporation for decades. Those are important points. You've raised an important point about the role of contractors. Mr. Padamsee, it's an annual tradition now for roads in Mumbai to develop potholes. Now, as soon as the monsoon begins, we see this. Are these contractors ever held accountable? How long are these roads supposed to last? Because according to media reports, and my colleagues have filed these reports, that months after a road is made, within the first monsoon, you see these roads deteriorating. They're just like coming apart.
Yes, absolutely right. It is disgraceful, but the problem is that somehow or the other, the BMC seems to think it is above the law. I am saying bring a charge of manslaughter on the person who was in charge of that road that killed that woman. Manslaughter, all right, not murder. It's almost tantamount to murder, but manslaughter. It was your neglect that caused the death of that woman. It was the neglect of the railways or the BMC or a joint that brought down that foot overbridge. It is disgraceful the way Mumbaikars, who are so hard working and always obey the law most of the time, are suddenly treated like, I don't know, the BM just says, well, too bad, you guys take it on the chin. So what if we're not efficient? So what if we're corrupt? Literally, they are saying, so what if we are corrupt and we're not doing our job? Who is going to bring us into line? And I appeal to the Chief Minister, who is the principal agent of law and order in the city, to take a hand. Mr. Fadnavis, please stand up and do something for your precious Mumbaikars who vote for you every election. Please.
Strong message there for the Chief Minister. All right, Mr. Padamsee, Mr. Dilip Tahil, we have a caller who's waiting on the phone line. There's a Ranjit Pandey who's calling from Patna. Mr. Pandey, who's your question for, and what is your question?
My question is, why does Municipal Corporation of Mumbai collect municipal taxes from the citizens if they cannot provide them proper roads? Secondly, we have a road construction minister called Nitin Gadkari. He claims that he has been doing a very good job. People who are using vehicles, they pay advance taxes before buying a car. Why these incidents are there? Just think about that lady who lost her life and her 3 kids are minors. The person who have, because of their negligence, that lady died, their salaries and PF should be seized and given to those kids. Mumbaikars, this state is known as a capital, financial capital of this country. By municipal corporation, it has been converted into a death capital of this country. We feel ashamed. And people should not be spared. Guilty has to be thrown out of the system. I mean, how long can we tolerate such idiot people on the right place? We should have a right man on the right place, and wrong man should be thrown out of the system. We talk about transparency, we talk about corruption. Are we honest among ourselves? Are we honest among ourselves? Please ask the citizens of this country, who is responsible for this death? Why that gentleman should not be dismissed from the job? Why does
Absolutely.
kids will suffer because of their mother is not alive?
Ranjit Pandey, you are speaking for many Indians tonight who are asking that question. What's going to happen to those 3 young children who have now been left without a mother, and who's going to be held responsible? According to some reports, the bus driver has been arrested. Why should the bus driver be arrested? Many are asking that too. We have before I go across to Saurav Gupta, my colleague, let's just get another caller from Mumbai. Can I get his name, please? Pradeep, calling in from Mumbai. What's your question and who is it directed at?
See, madam, 2 hours of rain and the Mumbai is crippled. Mumbai is being to halt, you know, by these BMC authorities and the politicians and all this. This is a BMC is called a बहुत महंगी corruption, BMC. Okay, because they have done lot of corruption. They are not giving any attention to the potholes and living at Turner Road. It was a horrified situation today when I saw water logging, 3 feet water logging at Turner Road and SB Road. This I have never seen in last 50 years. I have been seeing this repeatedly for last 50 years. There is a water logging in Lower Parel, Hindmata, Sion, and Khar subway, and Andheri subway, and Malad subway. This has been repeatedly done. What is the remedy? What have they done anything for us? They only claim that during the election time, and it's all a blame game between the BJP and the Shiv Sena government, and they claim as if you have to only vote them. The other parties has been sidelined. And if they are claiming like this, they should give the attention to it, and there should be some modified methods which has been applied in Singapore, Hong Kong, and other places. You see havoc in Hong Kong and Singapore. Within few minutes, it has been brought to the things, proper things.
Correct.
So
you're right, sir. You're right. Again, I want to go back to that question about what's going to happen to those 3 kids who've now been left motherless. Many questions been raised by our panelists, by callers, about who's going to be held responsible for this murder. It's murder in broad daylight. Let's go across to Saurav Gupta, my colleague who's been following this story. Saurav, are questions being raised within the BMC, which is responsible for potholes? Every time the monsoons come, they say they're trying to fix potholes before the rains come. They never manage to fix all of them. Now a woman has lost her life. Who's going to be held accountable? And it is now being reported that on this very same road, a few weeks ago, a young child lost his life, and clearly no lessons were learned.
Well, yes, that's what it looks like, at least from what's happened, because another woman had to die for finally this, this uneven stretch of road. Some are describing it not as a pothole, but as a stretch of road that was uneven. But whatever it is, road maintenance is something that is the responsibility of the civic authorities. In this case, it was in Kalyan, which is outside the jurisdiction of Mumbai, but still, nevertheless, it's near Mumbai, and there are so many instances of such negligence all across the city, all across the surrounding areas of the city. In fact, I am at an area which floods every year. Every year, these shops have, water flowing into them. I have with me the person of the shop, the owner of the shop. आपसे जानना चाहेंगे यहाँ पे जो ऐसे होता है हर साल, कितनी बार होता है और कुछ इसका कुछ उपाय बीएमसी ने बताया आपको?
नहीं, यहाँ पे तो जो है हर साल ही होता है. मतलब we are used to water logging very much. हर साल का ही है.
It's part of your life.
It's part of our life. It's part of my life.
So, what happens to the responsibility of the authorities to look into it?
I don't know, but I feel BMC is doing their job perfectly. But कहीं ना कहीं कुछ कमी पड़ रही है. That is the reason why this water logging is getting caused. Otherwise, मुझे लग रहा है कि कहीं ना कहीं कुछ कम पड़ रहा है.
कम पड़ रहा है,
कुछ कम.
But there has to be some civic authority responsible, right? पानी जमता है तो किसी का काम तो होता है कि उसका बंदोबस्त सुझाव निकला है, उसका कुछ सोल्यूशन ढूंढने. ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी तो किसी को लेना होगा ना. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता कि हर बार पानी आएगा, भरेगा और लोग बोलेंगे ऐसा ही है.
राइट. लेकिन अब इसमें मुझे ऐसा लगता है, हालांकि ये बीएमसी ने तो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे वाटर पंप स्टेशन वगैरह
फिर भी जम रहा है
और फिर जम रहा है. तो द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट ओनली. And right now I am 32 years एंड मैं जब से पैदा हुआ हूँ तब से ये यहाँ पे पानी का भरना है.
So 32 years for someone who's actually lived in this place, and he's seen water all 32 years, every monsoon. That's quite a record. Perhaps, I'm sure, an unbeatable record if one were to go by infrastructure that's provided to citizens.
You know, like maybe us as citizens, we don't ask for better, we don't ask for more because we don't know a life that's been any better. All our lives, this is all we have seen. Mr. Tahil, could you respond to this young man from Mumbai who says that's all he's seen all his life, and sort of pointed out an important point. I feel we must correct ourselves. Kalyan falls out of the BMC, but that is where this young woman has lost her life. Does this not also make a mockery of the whole smart cities concept that we're seeing our government set up 10 smart cities one after the other, when the maximum city, the financial capital, is just coming apart at the seams?
Totally. I mean, maybe Kalyan is outside the Bombay limits, but the Andheri Bridge certainly is not, which collapsed and killed a woman. She's seen the photograph this morning, the little child, absolutely stunned as to where his mother is gone. The bridge, she came under the collapsed bridge and died, left a family. और मैं इन साहब को कहना चाहता हूं जो 32 साल से हैं वहां पर, कि मैं 50 साल से देख रहा हूं, हर साल बीएमसी हमें कहते हैं कि भैया ये स्टॉर्म ड्रेन्स को हम ठीक करेंगे, इस बारी मॉनसून में कुछ नहीं होगा. मैं उनसे दरख्वास्त करता हूं, मैं उनसे पूछता हूं कि ये 45 साल 50 साल से क्या चल रहा है. इतना बड़ा बजट है तुम्हारे पास, 16,000 करोड़. ये कहां पैसे कहां जा रहे हैं? लोग क्यों मर रहे हैं बॉम्बे के सड़कों पे? ब्रिजेस क्यों टूट रहे हैं? और मैं once again I would like to appeal to the honorable law minister that these kind of issues need to come directly under national security issues. These are anti-national people who are corrupt, and they line their pockets at the expense of the citizens who are dying. Andheri is certainly not outside Mumbai. There have been so many cases in the past 45, 50 years where people get stuck in potholes, they've fallen down manholes and lost their lives. It's an endless story. There has to be the law. I completely agree with
our lifetimes are all, that's all we have heard and seen as we live here in Mumbai. I'm going to give the last word to a caller, Sunny, who's calling in from Mumbai. Sunny, make your point quickly. We're at the end of the show.
Yeah, Sarah, thanks very much. All I wanted to say is Mumbai is called a maximum city, but the reason why Mumbai is the maximum city is because of the people. The people are what is responsible for Mumbai becoming a maximum city. And I mean, we are just losing people. And for what? 27,000 crores has been allotted this year to the BMC. And I see open manholes. I see water up to 4 feet, right up to my waist. I have to travel. I have to work. I have no two ways about it. I have to go by the local. I have to walk. I have to run. I have to catch a bus. I have to catch a cab and reach work. I have to fill my stomach with food.
And even if it's highly unsafe, as we found out today for that young woman who's lost her life and left 3 kids motherless. Thank you, Sunny. Sunny pointing out that Mumbai is great. The spirit of Mumbai is great because of the people of Mumbai, not because of the authorities that are responsible, who have to respond to the people of Mumbai, especially our civic authorities. Thank you, Mr. Tahil. Thank you, Mr. Padamsee, for joining us, raising your voice today, raising some very important questions, speaking for the people of Mumbai tonight as they try and get home right now. How they're going to get home, but hopefully they'll all be safe. Thank you for joining us. Good night.